So in the today's session, we are going to talk about one of the very important concept of Tableau, and this particular concept, as per me, is really important. And also, I would say that it's a very interesting concept as well. We already discussed about that in the last session, which is known as data blending. But today we are going to see one more use case for data blending. So if you guys remember in the last session, we discussed that when the data is coming from the different data sources, for example, one of the sources an Excel, other source is a Oracle, then I will use data blending or cross database join. If you remember, after Tableau 10.5, they come up with cross database join concept. But before Tableau 10.5 version, they used to go with data blending option for data coming from different data sources. That is what we discussed. But after Tableau 10.5, question arises that why data blending is still required, because now cross database join is already there. Then maybe we can stop data blending. Why data blending is required? So the second use case which we have for data blending is what we are going to discuss about, and that is one of the very important use case. So here is the business problem. It states that this is a critical requirement for business and needs to be delivered as soon as possible. The project requirement is to deliver a visualization which will have details about the actual sales and the target sales by categories. The data will be of different granularity and normal data joining will not help. With the functionality of data blending, create a visualization which will show the above requirements. Also create a view in the same visualization which will help business to understand how much the difference is from the actual sales and the target sales. So basically they have the data, one data is is at the transactional level, right? For example, I am having this type of data. The first table which you see is a transaction data. So order ID happened, order ID 1, order ID 2, order ID 3. People are purchasing the product in different days for different types of categories. If you see here, order ID 1 on 1st January 2019, the sales was 1500 for the furniture category. This product is purchased by Rahul. Order ID 2, 2nd of January, the total sales amount is 2500. The category is furniture and purchased by Rohit. And order ID 3, which is purchased by Rajat on 3rd of January 2019 with the sales of $1000 and the category is furniture. The common thing between these three records are that all the three records purchased in the month of January 2019. If I go to the below table, you can see that there is a target for January 2019. The target for January 2019 is 6,000. That means if I go to the first table, you can see that the sales happened is 1500 plus 2500 plus 1000. The sum is 5000. And this 5000 I want to compare with 6000. So basically, what we are looking for is we are looking for comparing these three records with this record. Here, if you go back to the business problem, it states that the data will be of different granularity. Now, what does that mean? If I go back on my main, the sample data, what is the granularity of this table? At what level? What is the highest level my data is? My data is at order ID level. And what level this data is? I can say my data is at category and date level. Each category and each date has its own value. Here each order ID has its own sales value. So the granularity of this table is at the order ID, and granularity of this table is at the category and date. The granularities are different. So my question to you guys is, I want this and this table both for my analysis. Which type of join should I go for? Is join gonna work? If yes, how? If join gonna not work, then no, then why? So here, if I try to go with a join, if I join this category with this category, first of all, it will do a cross join. Furniture joins with furniture, furniture. That means it is talking about January, it is talking about February. This record join with this and 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 this. Only furniture is, or only category is not possible. It will lead to cross join. Now second question arises. Can I apply join on category and date? Let's try to join that. We'll fetch out only month and year from here also. Then what will happen? Rahul, Jan 2019, 1500 furniture, and the target amount will be 6,000. Right? That is what will happen. For Rohit also, target amount is 6,000. And for Rajat also, target amount is 6,000. Is this 6,000 the target for Rahul? Is this 6,000 is target for Rohit? Is this 6,000 target for Rajat? Or is this a target for all the three records? It is the target of all the three records, right? The sum of all the three should be 6,000. So this join is also not working properly. When I'm doing a join with date and category, it's not working. So 6,000 get repeated. Which is leading to 18,000 as the target for the month of January, which is wrong. 6,000 is the target for all the three records. Sum of these three records should be 6,000 or more. Because join is what? Join is row by row processing. I am doing row by row join. So this 6,000 will repeat 3 times. And what I'm looking for, I want to aggregate these three records. After aggregation, I want to compare with 6,000. So data joining is not going to help. So what is the solution? The second use case for data blending is this. When I want to aggregate and join, then data blending will be used. No other option will be used. Cross database join will also be not used. Because cross database join is also row by row join. Right? So basically here, what I'm looking for, again, I'll explain this. I'm looking for this furniture, which is a category for the month of January. The target is 6,000. Now we are saying that can we able to join this table with this table? The granularity is different. It is at the order ID level. This is at the order ID. It is at the category and date level. If I join this record with this record using date and category, what will happen? This 6,000 will replicate here. 6,000 will replicate here and 6,000 will replicate here. Right? Because joining is what? It's a row by row operation. So furniture joins with furniture, date joins with date, I'll get 6,000. Furniture joins with furniture, date joins with date, I'll get 6,000. Furniture joins with furniture, date joins with date, I'll get 6,000. But this 6,000 is target of the month of January, not for individual customer. So what I'm looking for, I'm looking for summing up of these three records and then join. Right? We want to aggregate and join. So when you want to aggregate and join, my normal join, my cross database join will not work. What will work? Data blending. So now from here, what we understood, let's try to create one table. We have three methods: data joining, cross database join, and data blending. Okay. These are the three methods we are aware of. Now, when to use what? Let me write possible scenarios and then we'll discuss. Granularity same and DB same. Granularity same and DB different. Granularity different and DB same. Granularity different and DB different. These are the four possible options. Granularity same. That means one table is at employee ID level. Other table is at employee ID level. And my database is same. Let's say both are Excel. Then can I say data joining will work? All of you? Because the sources are same. I want to join on the same column, like same granularity columns. So it is data joining. Granularity is same, but database is different. Data joining will work. No, right? Because my database is different. Granularity is same. So what is the option? Data blending and cross database join. Yes or not? Because database is different. Let's say one is coming from Oracle and second is coming from Excel. So either I can go with cross database join or data blending. Granularity is different, database is same. Now what will happen? Granularity is different, database is same. Granularity is different, database is same. Granularity is different. Database is same, only data blending. Because granularity is different, that means I want to do aggregation and then join. So when I want to do aggregation and join, then it is a data blending. Whether the database is same or database is different, I really don't care. So basically, I have a department. I have a lot many employees in multiple departments. So this is one department employee. This is my second department employees. This is the third department employee. And this is the fourth department employee. And I have some value from the department. Some value from the department. Some value from the department. And some values from the department. Now here I have multiple records. Here I have multiple records. I want to sum up this and then I want to compare with this. Same way here also I have multiple records. I have to sum up this and then compare with this. Here also I have multiple records. I have to sum up this and then compare with this. Here I have multiple records. I have to sum up this and then compare with this. So this is aggregation and join. Now aggregation can happen in both the sides. It's not only this side. For example, I have multiple records here. I have multiple records here also. I want to sum up this. I want to sum up this and then join. That is also can be done in data blending. For example, let's say I have various sectors of Gurgaon, population is there. I have various cities of Haryana, population is there. I want to sum up this, I want to sum up this, and I want to compare. I can do that. So when you want to do aggregation and join, keep this in mind always. That's why I'm repeating this word again and again. When you want to do aggregation and join, data blending is the only option. With this understanding, you can very well understand that I want to do aggregation and then I want to join with this. I want to do aggregation and then I want to join with this. Not this one. I want to do aggregation and then join with this. I want to do aggregation and then join with this. Right? Same way, the problem states here also. If you see the business problem, the project requirement is to deliver a visualization which will have details about the actual sales and the target sales by categories. Actual sales will have order level data. Target sales will have only single data for that particular category. I'll sum up this and run this. Join to compare it. Data will be of different granularity. Here it is at order ID level. Here it is at category and date level. And normal data joining will not help. With the functionality of data blending, create the visualization. And that is what my requirement is. If I'll go to the data set, you can see that the data will have the same format. If you see here, this is my list of orders, order breakdown, and sales target. List of orders and order breakdown, I will do a inner join, normal join. because both are of same granularity. Order ID, order ID. I will join this table with this table to get the sales details. And then I will aggregate this to compare with the sales target. So basically for furniture, 9,000 is the target for the month of January 2011. I'll go here. I'll collect all the January data, get all the furniture data, do the sum. Whatever sum I will get, I will compare that with 9,000. So here, this two table gonna join, inner join. Then I will aggregate based on the category and the date. And then I will compare. Now you must be thinking that, okay, data blending is a good option, but can we do group by also? If I go back to the PPT, you will think of this option also. That, okay, I want what? I want sum, right? I want sum of the sales. So if I will do group by on date and category, I can get the sum, right? Select, if I'll write this query, select category, comma date, comma sum of sales from table, group by category, date. I will get the sum of sales also. So we can do that at the database level. Why data blending is required? Because I have to do group by, right? I will do group by and done. I'll get the sum of sale, sum of sales. Then do we really require data blending? The answer is yes. Two reasons for it. First reason is that this query building can only be possible in the databases. Query language support is only on the databases. In Excel, if I want to write this query, I will not able to write the query. I will not get the custom SQL option, which we saw. So when my data is a file-based system, this type of grouping in the query format is not possible. That is one of the reasons. Second reason is that I am restricting the columns, right? I am writing a query category and date and sum of salary or sum of sales. So I am missing this customer name column. I am missing this order ID column because we are doing the group by on these three columns, right? Group by of category and date and getting the sales column. So I lost this column, right? I lost this column in the query. But when we do data blending, I will not lose this column. This column will also come in. That is the main power of blending is. This column will always be there with us. I'm not losing any data as such. I'm not losing any columns as such. Suppose in future I want to create a visualization based on the customer name, I can do that. The column is with us. But if I will take this data as a source, I am losing my customer name. I am losing my order ID. If I want to create my visualization based on these two columns, I will not able to do that till the time the columns I will put it again from the different query or something. But here in the data blending, I will internally do the aggregation on category and date, but these columns will be intact. There will not be any loss of the columns. All the data is with us. So that is the benefit we have. Now let's use this data set. Use this data set and connect to Tableau. The source is Excel for us. So I have the list of orders and order breakdown. I will do a join. The common column is order ID, so it automatically joined on that. And then I will go to data, because now this sales target, I will not do a join because data joining will not give me the correct output. I want to do data blending. New data source and drag sales target. I'll give this name as target table, target sales, let's say. And I'll give the other is as actual sales. And now when I go to sheet 1, you can see I have actual sales and the target sales both with us. And you see I did not lose any column. Order date is there, order ID is there, customer name is there, region is there, segment is there, every column is there. I will drag order date because I want to know over the period of time what is the target and what is the actual sales. I'll convert this to month and year because my target is at every month and every year I have one target. And this is my actual sales. The target is at the category level. So I have to add category also. So now this is the actual sales which I have for each category. This is the actual sales for the furniture. This is the actual sales for the office supply. And this is the actual sales for the technology. We know this blue color is a primary source because I selected the column from this sheet. So this became a primary data source. I go to the target sales. You can see how beautifully Tableau automatically understand that these two are the common columns. I want to join on the common column. So this chain is enabled. In the last session, we saw how we can enable this chain if the column names are different. We go to data, edit, blend relationships, and from here we can customize the relationship. Here also I can see a lot many joins happen. I don't want day join. I don't want quarter join. I don't want weekday join. I don't want week off, whatever join we have. We don't want we want to join on month. We want to join on category. And we want to join on year. Rest all I really don't require. So I can clean that. So here month join happen, category join happen, and year join happen because each year, each month has one target for me for the category. Now I will drag this target sales and you can see that the target sales is with us. What is the target for January 2011 for furniture is 9,000. You can see here, if we go to Excel, it is 9,000. If suppose I am doing a wrong join, for example, let's say I removed category or let's say I removed the date. Now what is the value I'm getting? 559440 because now the joining is happening only on the category. So it's a cross join happening now. All the furnitures joins with all the furniture. So if I sum up this, all the furniture data, you can see I'm getting 559440. It is summing up all the furniture. It's a cross joining is happening. All the furniture join with all the furnitures. So it summed up all the target. But I want to join on furniture and date. That's why I have to click on this chain also, and this gives me the correct value. Now my task is simple. I already have the actual sales. and I already have the target sales, what I will do is I will apply the dual axis. One chart above another chart. So when I click on this dual axis, you can see that my actual is on top of target. So basically the purpose of the dual axis is that I want to overlap this chart on top of this chart. So dual axis. The very first thing I will see here is that my sales is from 0 to 40. My target is from 0 to 20. So the scale is not same. It's not apple to apple comparison. I will right click on this, or I can right click on this and click on this synchronize axis. I want to sync the axis. Now it is 0 to 40. It is 0 to 40. Now this orange line is the target line and the blue line is the actual line. Whenever I am crossing the orange line at the top, it is meeting the target and going above the target. Whenever I am going below the orange line, I am not meeting the target. What I will do, I'll convert this. Now here you can see two options: sum of sales, sum of target. I want to make this sum of sales as a bar. And I want to make this sum of target as an area, let's say. And I'll remove this measure name from here. I don't want any color. I remove that. You can see now it's a gray color. Yes, I want to add in sum of sales the color based on the category. You can see each category has its different color now. One is blue color, which is furniture. Second is orange color, that is office supply. And third is red color, which is technology. Now, when I'm hovering on here, you can see I am able to touch area. The smaller bars I am not able to touch. You see the smaller bars at the back. I want to put this area back. I want to put that bar in front. I'll right click. I will say target. You go down. Move marks to back. Move the target to back. And now you can see that I'm able to touch the bars. Wherever I am crossing my gray color, that is I'm meeting the target. Where I'm not crossing the gray color, I'm not meeting the target. So as per the business problem, it clearly states that create a visualization which will have details about the actual sales and the target sales by categories. This is my actual sales and the target sales by category. Actual sales is the bars, target sales is the area. Whenever I am crossing the bar, that means I have meet the target. We'll have a deliver a visualization which will have the details about actual sales and the target sales by category. This is done. Now the second part is what we have to do. Also create a view in the same visualization, which will help business to understand how much the difference is from the actual sales and the target sales. So basically here, my actual sales is 5477. My target sales is 9,000. So what I'm looking for, 5477 minus 9,000. That much is my difference. So I want to create one more visualization in the same chart, which will give me the difference also. Actual minus, what do you say, the target. So I'll create a calculated field and I will write difference, which is sales minus target. You can see here I am getting target sales, which is my data source name. Target sales is my data source name, right? dot target. So basically Tableau is helping me understand that this target column is coming from target sales, and this sales column is coming from its own, well, like, yeah, I'm creating the calculated field in the actual sales, so I don't have to write actual sales dot sales, because I'm creating the calculated field here only. But I'm getting one error. Let's see what it is. Cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate argument. Now here I'm using sum. Here I'm not using sum. So let me remove this sum also. Now still I'm getting one error. All fields must be aggregated or constant when using table calculation function or fields from multiple data sources. Am I dealing with multiple data sources or not? Like basically I created two connections, right? One is sales target, second is actual sales. So those are two connections for me, because we are applying data blending. When we are applying data blending, what I told you, it's an aggregation and join. So I want to apply aggregation on both the sides. So basically sum will happen here also, and sum will happen here also. Now here it will do the sum based on all categories and dates, and here it will do the sum based on categories and dates. So here it will give me the single record because I have all the data at the category and date level only. So when I do the sum, it will give me that record only, 9,000. If you see the Excel. But here it will sum all the order IDs based on category and date and sum up the values, 5477. Right? Here the granularity is at the category and date. Here the granularity is not at the category and date, but we are summing up based on category and date. And then I will compare. So sum is required in both the sides when we are dealing with the data blending, or I can say aggregation is required. It can be average, it can be any other function. But in my scenario, I need a sum. I click OK. I got the difference, and I will drag this difference here. You see here, 5477 minus 9,000, 3523. 9,000 minus 5477, 3523. So you are getting, whenever I'm meeting the target, it is positive number. When I'm not meeting the target, it's a negative number. So to answer one question which was asked, that how will I show all the bars which are crossing the target? Now this field is there. Maybe I can apply this difference in the filter, and I want all the values which is greater than 0. So I'll get all the months which are crossing the target. But as of now, that is not the requirement. I'll convert this line also to the bar, and I will drag this difference in the color. So here you can see that we have all the oranges which is not meeting the target, all the blues which are meeting the target. Maybe I can change this difference to different color. Let's say I want red and green. I click on this edit color and go to red and green diversion. Darker the red, more it did not meet the target. Darker the green, it is more above the target. I'll change the color here because there may be confusion between this red bar and this red bar. So I can change the color here. Maybe I'll go with some grayish shade. Here is the output. And we can do a lot many fancy things. Let's say I want I cannot do dual axis again. I will not able to do that. Dual axis will happen only on the two measures simultaneously. So this dual axis is not possible, but yes, I can make it bar, I can make it line, or maybe I can make it a circle, something like this, right? I can very well modify that. Text will not make sense, but I can give some relevant shapes. Maybe I can give some shapes here and give some arrows type of thing. That we'll see again in the future classes. I can write some logic. If the difference is positive, then give me the up arrow. If the this thing, what do you say, the difference is negative, give me down arrow. I have the difference, right? Let me try to write a logic. Let's see if it is worked with the knowledge we have as of now. Arrow, if difference is more than 0, then let's say positive, else negative, and right, click OK. I got this field. Let me drag this in shapes. You see I'm getting two shapes. One is square, one is circle. So negative ones are circle and positive ones are squares. Let me change that. So here I can choose any arrow. Let's say I'll choose any one of these arrows. Negative is black down and positive is black up. And let me increase the size. You can see here I'm getting the arrows. Whenever it is red, it is down. Whenever it is up, it is up. Whenever it is more, it is up. I put the difference in the color. That's why the shapes are coming in color also. If I remove this difference from the color, it will become black. But it will be confusing. So let's undo that. So we can modify, we can do anything. As of now, I put bar, but we can go for shapes and all those things as well.